young drivers, new talent in the Toyota Racing Series. And Ben having a big crash here.
Pole position, it is Daniel Gaunt. Lawson making his move, brilliant stuff!
As Cassidy wins the New Zealand Grand Prix.
And here comes Sonoda,
And they touch! PK's out!
It's sensational
Lance Stroll
racing.
of Canada.
In the last corner, but Alabama wins.
Evans trying to go the long way around, but it's opened up the door for Mitch Evans to the inside.
Norris wins the title.
No, not anyone. Charlie Burns wins the championship in style.
In 2005, New Zealand returned to wings and slicks racing with the birth of the Toyota Racing Series.
And we've got a spinner, we've got
The first champion was Brent Collins, but the inaugural race winner was a teenager from Palmerston named Brendon Hartley, the start of a journey to become a multiple world champion.
I was very fortunate to hit that window at the right moment. Did Formula Ford the year before, which was an amazing experience, but then during that season there was the excitement around the paddock of the talks of wings and slick coming back to New Zealand via the Toyota Racing Series, international drivers coming along and gaining interest all around the world. So I just happened to be there at that right moment to be at the first race, which really launched me into my career in Europe and gave me those opportunities with Red Bull, and actually never would have happened without Toyota Racing Series coming at that very moment. But yeah, I remember a lot of excitement lining up for the first time. New faces, new competitors, a few international guys came over for that first race.
Brendon Hartley up the inside.
I think it was a bit of a surprise to everyone when I won that first race. Didn't manage to have the consistency during the whole year to take the championship. I definitely had a few crashes and a few mistakes here and there, which I guess is probably normal for a 15-year-old. Every season, there's mistakes. As long as you learn from them, that's what makes you a better driver going forward. And all those years of experience are paying dividends now. But I had some good races, really fond memories thinking back.
Is Brendon Hartley. Yeah, Brendon's had a fantastic run in Europe lately, driving for the Red Bull.
It was the start of something special, and to think that we're 300 races in and I don't know how many world champions or Formula One drivers, it's really been a proving ground for many Kiwis, but also many international drivers to hone their skills during the winter months in Europe. I remember Barry, who was running the Toyota Racing Series early on, I remember him saying there was some advertising coming up, breeding the next world champion, and it happened that exact year was when I won the championship, which I'm not sure if that was planned or not from the marketing team, but I guess in some ways I was one of the first to really benefit.
Man on the screen now, Brendon Hartley, the Red Bull Scholarship winner. Fine drive this weekend. And
I don't say it lightly that without the Toyota Racing Series, I very much doubt I'd have the career that I have done today, because they really put international eyeballs on New Zealand motorsport and gave me that opportunity.
In 2006, young Kiwi talent continued to shine at the front of the field, with Hartley and in particular Daniel Gaunt starring.
Gaunt's going to get there first.
But the 7-round series also saw overseas drivers competing, including Hamid Al Farden, who claimed the very first New Zealand Grand Prix for TRS cars at a sodden Teretonga Park.
And there goes Ben Harford, as I say that.
GWD elbow.
Oh, there goes Jay Howard. Underdrift.
Unbelievable. So we've lost first and second place.
Hamid Al Farden just putting Williams off.
Hamid Al Farden punches here. He thinks he's done enough.
At the season-end, young British driver Ben Clucas arrived on the scene, claiming the historic New Zealand Motor Cup at Pukekohe.
Another foreign name.
Clucas would return in 2007, along with Hamid Al Farden, Eduardo Piscopa, and 2 Kiwi rookies, Earl Bamber and Shane Van Gisbergen. It was Clucas, though, who would follow up his impressive start in the series to win race number 50 at the A1GP meeting at Taupo.
Clucas is going to hold on for the win.
Yeah, it was brilliant. I mean, it was obviously a very big event. I'd actually been speaking to, I think it was the British A1 team at the time. Big crowd, big meeting, and decent drivers in there as well, with obviously Earl Bamber, who's obviously gone on to win Le Mans, and Shane Van Gisbergen, multiple V8 Supercar champion. But yeah, it looked like there's lots of action behind. Obviously, from my point of view, when you're in that situation, all you're really doing is trying to go as fast as possible every lap and concentrate on what's going on in front of you.
Despite Clucas' strong win in race 50, the 2007 season boiled down to a Kiwi showdown.
3 races, 3 winners.
Shane Van Gisbergen cemented his status as a rising star. But it was defending champion Daniel Gaunt who shone through to take both the international and series championship wins.
That's all I can say.
By 2009, the Toyota Racing Series arrived at a milestone of 100 races during the New Zealand Grand Prix weekend. The field at Manfeild was stacked with talent. A 14-year-old by the name of Mitch Evans made his debut in a depowered TRS light car. Earl Bamber, by now an A1GP driver, made a return to the series, and 2-times champion Dan Gaunt was also back in an attempt to claim a second NZGP title, as well as the 100th TRS race, although it didn't start well for Gaunt.
The entire weekend, I think the practice was dry, and then qualifying race 1 was completely wet.
Memorial, and Daniel Gaunt got an absolute flyer from the second row.
In the first race, the Dan Higgins Trophy ended up leading, and then under pressure from Earl, put it off.
Big gains as Gaunt goes off.
It was Dan Higgins Trophy and put it off at Higgins. So essentially gifted Earl the race.
Well, more drama here.
Race 2, the 100th TRS race. Yeah, obviously confidence was a little bit knocked from race 1, so to bounce back and win the race.
Looking to win the 100th Toyota Racing.
It was a one-off weekend for me. I'd finished racing TRS a couple of years before, and it was the fact we sort of put a deal together to do that Grand Prix weekend to try and win it a second time. So it was a little bit like a fish out of water, it felt at times during the weekend, but to get the confidence back and win race 2, 100th race, and then go on to win the Grand Prix, it was a pretty special weekend.
The championship leader.
As Bambit goes wide round the outside.
Oh, there's not a lot of room out there. They just about touched through the middle of Dunlop. He will win the 54th running of the Toyota New Zealand Grand Prix. The team over the fence. Earl Bamber in second.
I mean, that really shaped me. I'd raced Formula Ford, never done a full championship. I'd raced Formula Holden in Australia on the lead up to it and had won the championship there. I'd never really had my own car in a team, and to go to international motorsport with the support of the Gill Traps, and I could really just focus on the driving piece, and I guess that kind of shaped my life the way it is now as the first championship.
Who's going to go down and take the checkered flag for race?
The last year was difficult. Obviously Shane van Gisbergen, we were teammates, so we had the same gear. And at that time, I just thought, far out, I've got this young guy that's nipping at my heels.
This is a great showing by young Van Gisbergen. Certainly he's the best of the newcomers, you'd have to say.
I won the year before, and I was, go away, like you're making this too harder than it needs to be. So, obviously it transpires that he was morphing into something brilliant, but it's never easy. There was always competitive guys, Ben Harford, Andy Knight, Brendon Hartley, Earl in the 100th race and the Grand Prix weekend. There was competitive guys the whole way through, and it shows with where a lot of them have ended up in the world of motorsport now.
Back-to-back championships.
No, I know. Speechless. You got me at a bad time.